Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, especially this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny skies expected with the high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, the low around 70. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. An afternoon high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Electric for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Hey, I don't want to hate on Joe Burrow. He's clearly in this tier. I think he's the bottom of this tier. I would go Allen Jackson and then Burrow.
You should be a politician. You just convinced.
You know what I'm saying? You see what he doing?
Yeah, he didn't have
He's doing all kinds of tricky, man.
Keep going, Jay.
No,
Speak my language.
Stop
You're
it.
speaking my language. Come on.
You didn't let him get you, Jay. I can't believe you let him get you again. God, hey.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley.
Who left week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. We are here on Bock and the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven. He is Jake Sorensen, stepping in for Terrell Farley here for now as we follow up on Big Ten Media Days. And unfortunately, my ode to the Hulk Hogan there at the beginning was not just for fun. The Hulkster has passed away today, so that's unfortunate. Rough couple days for our childhood and just people, just kind of a culture of the last 30, 40 years in general, with Ozzy Osbourne obviously passing away the other day as well. So a little bit of a somber note to start the show, and obviously thoughts and prayers to, of course, Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne, their families, and anybody else obviously that has passed away here recently. But Jake, as I bring you in there, were you a big Ozzy Osbourne or Hulk Hogan guy growing up?
Can't say that I was, Bock. I respect them both. I think when I was a kid, I would watch WWF right before it was WWE.
Yeah.
I watched that, and so I watched some of Hulk back then. But in general, I was not a huge fan of that stuff. Obviously, great promoter of his brand, great promoter of America, very patriotic person was Hulk Hogan. So R.I.P. to him. And Ozzy Osbourne, yeah, his music's a little bit dark for me, I should say. Or, I like rock. I played his song of the day, played his Crazy Train for Song of the Day yesterday on the show to, give our tribute to him on early break. But not a concert I would ever go to. I know he ate a bat one time, the head off a bat.
Yeah. I don't think he ate it. I think he just bit it off.
Yeah, he did eat. Yeah, he thought, I read some reports, he thought it was a plastic thing.
Yeah.
He didn't think it was a real bat, and he ate the thing as, a bat.
I don't think he ate it
come
or
on,
digested
Ozzy.
it.
Yeah, he did, but he took.
I think he just
the man ate a head off an actual bat. That takes a lot of strength.
That
with
is,
your
yeah,
teeth
yeah.
and insanity. But that was a different time for Ozzy, and I know he had a recent concert in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
And, age 76 for Ozzy, age 71 for Hulk Hogan. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but life is short, and so we wish them all and their families, like you said, their best. We'll miss them, but they left a wonderful legacy on Earth while they were here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was crazy too, because I had never seen Hulk Hogan, wrestle back in the day. I'm a big wrestling fan. Do a wrestling show, in fact, Nuclear Heat on Sunday nights here if you want to tune in to the current stuff that's going on. But in general, I never saw Hulk Hogan. My dad had his mask growing up. We had a collection of masks for Halloween that he bought at one time. So that was always kind of fun to break out. But he actually made it to Lincoln last year for a few appearances to promote his Real American Beer.
Store, right?
Yeah. And so I went out to Old Chicago, actually, is that one time. Again, a few appearances. One of them was Old Chicago, and it was cool to see him there, but never thought it might be my last opportunity to see him. So kind of, again, thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. And like I said, just a big part of the culture growing up the last, several decades of Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan, not just through the prime of their, what I would call the prime of their wrestling and music career, but then into seeing the everyday lives of celebrities. Remember, in the early 2000s, each of them had a reality show that were, quite big. And so it was kind of interesting. And again, both of them probably have their naysayers and ups and downs throughout the career and stuff like that. So I get all that. But
everyone does, Bock. I mean, even the most popular people have naysayers. So
yeah,
they live with it. That's part of being a celebrity.
That's right. Yeah.
People mostly like you, but people like to bash you and call you names and make fun of you, either in front of you or behind you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
And don't forget, from Drumstick on the text line, don't forget Theo from the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
He was actually, I was watching a show on Netflix called The Resident, where I forget his name, but he played the role of a really repulsive but confident doctor, surgeon, and loved him in there. He was really good in The Resident. So that's right. That was his most recent show I watched. And he was awesome in that one. So, couple rough deaths there in the celebrity world.
Yeah. So unfortunate, but hopefully we don't see too much more of that news. Obviously, coming off the Big Ten Media Days, it's been an interesting couple days. Not necessarily a quiet couple days on the Big Ten coaching front, especially with their aims at the SEC in the 9-game conference schedule. where have you kind of fallen? I mean, this has been over a decade that they've had this argument. I mean, the SEC is at one time said, yeah, we'll do it. And then the Big Ten, the other conference says, okay, we'll do 9 games. Then they pulled back and said, yeah, we're not going to do that. Our conference is too difficult. And now it's not just, last year we had Matt Rule kind of be, outspoken about it. We saw Nebraska cancel Tennessee. Now we've seen Indiana cancel Virginia. They don't want to play 9, they don't want to play 9 conference games and then play an additional tough game, whereas the SEC, a lot of those teams don't. Now, I always argue again, there's a few teams, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, that have, crossovers outside of their conference that are lined up to be pretty difficult, but that's just a few of them. That's just a handful of them. What do you think about the Big Ten not only being outspoken about this, but bringing it basically right to the SEC's front door?
Well, I mean, the Big Ten has power right now. The Big Ten's won back-to-back national titles. Their word should matter more than it has in recent years. Right now, yes, the SEC always has the leader in the clubhouse to be the champion, but the Big Ten has stepped up. And so there's no reason for the Big Ten to step back and say, oh, we're going to bow down to the SEC and ACC. No, man, your chest is puffed out. You've got all you want right now. You're the king. So if you feel like it should be 9 conference games and everyone else should follow suit, then why would you back down to something else? I don't like what Cignetti did, but I do appreciate why he did it. He was mocking the SEC, saying, listen, he didn't say Virginia's a bad team. I'll say it for him. Virginia's a bad team. Like, to dodge that is kind of sad on paper because that's a bottom barrel power 4 team. But they schedule at Austin Peay and Kennesaw State instead, just to really say, we know what you're doing, SEC. Like, you're trying to, we don't need to have this extra tough game if you're going to avoid another non-conference game. And also, I'd say this, like, if the SEC wants to say that their conference is so tough, why have they not won back-to-back national titles? I know it's deeper than the Big Ten. I get that. They don't have Purdue from last year. Vanderbilt is typically at the bottom. They made a bowl game last year. Mississippi State was not great, but they're not horrible. And historically, it is a deeper conference than the Big Ten. But I'm sorry, recent results have to matter. Where Michigan, national champion, Ohio State, national champion. The conference is no joke in the Big Ten, Bock. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly, and it's interesting because now that the Big Ten has won a few championships, they can kind of stand up. Like you said, the SEC had just been winning all those championships for years and years and years, and so they were, like you said, kind of the leaders of the clubhouse one way or the other. And it's just interesting to see how it all comes down. Obviously, it's not just the conference schedule, but it's tied into the college football playoff model, which is being argued. And the Big Ten wants to continue to argue, we want 4 automatic bids. The SEC can get 4 automatic bids, Big 12, ACC 2 from there. And then everybody else is kind of jumping on, including the SEC, into this 5 and 11 model. Now the Big Ten is saying, we're not going to jump on board with that unless the SEC plays an equal amount of conference games. So again, all this kind of stuff tied in from schedule to playoff to championship. And so it's going to continue to be an interesting argument. Have you seen a power shift, I suppose, because in the longest time it's been the Big Ten and the SEC we know are out at the forefront, are the top conferences, and there's a huge split from there. Have you seen the power dynamic shift to that when you see the Big Ten and you see all these other conferences saying we want this model, but the Big Ten is going to stand their ground with this? Do you think the Big Ten has enough power to win this argument, or do you think it eventually, because it's just hard to imagine the SEC who feels powerful enough to go to 9 conference games?
It's going to be tough, Bock, if Big Ten's by themselves on an island. But here's the real power. I mean, Greg Sankey even said last week at Media Days, if the Big Ten does not want to adjust to the 5+11, let's keep it at 12 games. So, a 12-team playoff, excuse me. So, honestly, think about that power. If the Big Ten says, no, we want to keep it at 12 teams. We like having 4 AQs possibly for the Big Ten. If we can't agree to that, let's just keep it at 12. I mean, they have the power to keep the playoff at 12, potentially. Now, that's real power right there.
That is.
That's serious power. And Sankey put that out there. He's like, we don't need to go to 16. This is what we want if it does. But if not, we can stay at 12. That, to me, I mean, yeah, obviously growth is what people want, to have more games and get more people in the playoff. But if you as the commissioner think that this route for the Big Ten is the best way compared to growing it and changing the model to 5+11, and it doesn't change, that's some serious power that you're unveiling there. Yeah, we're not changing crap. You might want your 5+11 ACC and Big 12 and other schools out there. But no, we're not going to change because I don't want to change. I like the way it is. The Big Ten can have that power.
Yeah,
Petiti.
it's interesting.
Puff out your chest, man.
Yeah,
Deservedly puffed out.
Ready to battle. We'll see. The Big Ten and SEC. Someone's going to get out of it. Maybe we'll see as a winner. Let's move on to kind of the Nebraska side of Big Ten Media Days so far. Lots to break down there too. And I kind of going to get your thoughts too. And you might have talked about it on an early break,
sure.
but kind of the Scott Frost comments from Coach Matt Rule, because I think Matt Rule, interestingly enough, also brought up that they still celebrate him as a player in some of the stuff they kind of put up there at Memorial Stadium, but was also basically, jumping to Frost's side. Now, he said a lot of things when he had a lot of stuff when he was kind of commenting on the Frost situation. So I don't want to make this a completely of a Frost conversation, but can you understand why it's just kind of interesting. Every time the Frost thing pops up, we argue about Frost comments here in the Nebraska media and Nebraska circles, social media, all that. You wonder if that takes away from the Nebraska football program. Does it maybe give them a bit of a break so that the Nebraska media and in Nebraska circles are focused on something else? But that's kind of what I thought is every time that there's a debate about Frost, I don't think that it necessarily hurts or helps necessarily Matt Rule or the program over there. But it does, keep the spotlight off him a little bit.
Again, I like what Matt Rule said. I mean, I'm glad the question was asked to Matt Rule about Scott Frost, because that was, that matters. If you're a Nebraska fan, and I know that Scott Frost did not say what he said at the podium. It was a side session. It was, not privacy. Obviously, he was on the record, but it wasn't like he was in front of the country and called Nebraska the wrong job. That would be alarming if he did that. He didn't have that, kind of.
Hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't done it yet. But it's important to ask Matt Rule about that, to say, again, where is this program right now? Scott Frost called it the wrong job. Why is it not the wrong job for you? And he said it was not a great job when he took it over, which, again, people are still kind of seeing what that means and if they should read more into that than what he said. But he also said that it's a better job now, and it could be a great job soon. Nebraska's made one bowl game the last 10 years, or not two bowl games. I guess 2015, 2016, and now last year. It's been horrible. It's been a horrible run. So it has not been a great job. Mike Riley failed here, besides one good season. Scott Frost failed miserably here. Matt Rule has been okay so far. Not great, but okay. So for him to comment on that, and the way he said it was wonderful. I thought it was not damning on anybody. But at the same point, for Rule, he's trying to focus on this program, and people are going to keep bringing up Scott Frost because of what he did here, going 15-31 as a head coach, which is just awful. Awful.
Yeah, pretty bad.
But I look forward to seeing, Matt Rule, what he does this year and how this team grows. And they seem very confident. Matt Rule, it seemed like a very confident coach.
Yeah,
on Tuesday media days.
Absolutely.
Really,
yeah. And it's kind of interesting too. Obviously a lot of talk about his year 3. And I thought it was kind of interesting, seemed to kind of put that on the players this year and say, well, okay, everything's running, we got everything going like we usually do in year 3. Everything's going to be different, from Baylor and Temple to Nebraska now. But there's a reason that his system, blossoms in year 3. And now he kind of just put that on the players who, you heard Dylan Raiola, said, their goal is the national championship. So it's kind of interesting there. But you hit on it just for a second. I want to dig a little deeper on the job that is Nebraska. Do you feel like it's a better job now that Matt Rule is, here in 2025 than when Matt Rule took it in 2023?
Well, I think it means something, Bock, that he brought up upon himself to shout out the Peds at Sandhills Global in 1890. Just the fact that he said, without those guys, this program is not where it needs to be. And that's huge to shout out not just a collective, but people within the collective and what they've done. So he understands the importance of it's just, like glorifying guys that need to be, need to have some respect shown to them. And so is it a better job? I think it is a better job. I think Matt Rule has made this place better. Again, we'll see if the record follows, but I just don't I don't feel the divisiveness. It's been so divisive the last two coaches. Mike Riley was the nicest guy in the world, but the fan base was once again so split. And it was split also with Bo Pelini, but again, they were winning games at that point. You can say all you want about if you like Bo as a head coach, but his record was 9 or 10 wins every single year. So it wasn't divisive in that regard. With Riley and Frost, I mean, Frost was starting to, kind of attack the media in certain elements or not talk very much. And Matt Rule doesn't do that. So the way he just runs a program, whether or not he's at the level you want him to be at yet in terms of the wins and losses, I think I speak for for most people here that it's a smoother, less chaotic organization. And that is what you want for your program. To not have just be a constant zoo of everyday wild information. We don't have that here. It's very dialed in. So I think in that regard, it's a better program, and that's kudos to Matt Rule and the staff.
Yeah, I could absolutely agree with that. I mean, especially this offseason, we haven't seen anything so far as anybody, sometimes once in a while you'll see, we've seen it under Rule himself with, coaches and stuff getting in trouble, players maybe missing the first game. We haven't seen anything like that. Hopefully that continues here through the summer. But it is interesting. Do you consider Nebraska a top 25 job? At one time it was, obviously after Osborne left, the job or a top 5 job. And over the years, we've kind of seen it fall, and there's still that Nebraska pride that wants to argue, it's still a top whatever level job. Once you get to top 25, that's where I think it kind of gets interesting, because I think that's probably where Nebraska would fall at this point.
Well, I think there's reasons why it could be top 25. I mean, again, the fan base is supportive. You don't have to worry about trying to get fans the game. They show up every year through 3-9, through 4-8, through 5-7. They've showed up, and that's huge kudos to the fans for doing so, hoping for that breakout eventually. And I think because he brought up the Peds, that's a huge reason why the job is getting better. The money coming in from 1890 and the NIL collective, and plus this revenue sharing, is attracting good players. I mean, you got transfers from Notre Dame and Rocco Spindler here, Elijah Pridgett from Alabama. Like, you've had Bama transfers in the past, but guys that were buried in the depth chart that didn't play. So I think with that being said, that they're changing the game for the better that way. But top 25 job, number one, it's in the Big Ten, so that has to help. The fact you're in the conference that has back-to-back national champions has to matter. Big Ten is trying to get 4 teams in the playoff going forward every year. That would make it in the conversation as a top 25 job. So because of where they're at in the conference, because of NIL and the Peds, I think if it's not top 25, it's very close to top 25.
Yeah, absolutely can agree there. And it's just kind of interesting. You look at it. I've always argued, and whether that be these recruiting services, might have their kind of spin on things, but Nebraska, it doesn't matter who the coach is recruiting in or near the top 25.
Right.
So that can certainly always help the argument as well. And then the question from here is kind of what Matt Rule was saying, is what's the ceiling on that? Is what happens if they start to win and you start to get something moving? And that's where I think we could see the power of this job. I think for a lot of people, it's hard to sit back here and kind of think of the last 10 years, which you highlighted earlier, and think, this is a top 10 job. I still kind of think about, what if you were able to continue the success, obviously, that Osborne had for the next 20 years, what the city of Lincoln would look like, right? And just, what it will look like when Nebraska gets back up there.
Well, this place is just dying to erupt. I mean, you have, like I said, the fan base is not slowing down in terms of going to the games. They're trying to change up the stadium to make it a better place to also watch a game at. So, I watch some of these Florida games. I see Florida kick, before kickoff, it's less than half full. A place that's won national titles in the last 20 years, back-to-back titles. I mean, it's incredible that a place like that can struggle to get fans. But this place, like I said, 3-9, 4-8, 5-7, they've shown up and come back to the stadium. And if we're talking about this team, this place cannot be scared of expectations. The schedule is gettable this year. Like, there's a chance if things go right, they could be off to a 6-0 start, and this place would really start to erupt. But how about we just do that? It's set up for you to succeed. When do we get to see like the benefits of our waiting? That they actually follow through and win the games that they haven't been winning.
Well, they believe it's this year. We are obviously, a lot of us believe that it could be this year, but a lot of us are kind of in that same seat as well of let's wait and see, because we've been sold that line before. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more from Big Ten Media Days, including one coach admitting he lost the team last year. So we'll talk about that in the locker room. In specific, he was talking about with NIL and all that stuff going on. We'll talk about that if that would be ever a concern here at Nebraska and a concern in the modern era. So we'll take a quick break. I'm Jake Bachman. He is Jake Sorensen. This is Bock and the Blackshirt. Coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends July 31st.
See Home Club for details.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloffs, cleanup made simple.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
The 2026 Love Omaha volleyball season is coming, and memberships are on sale now. Catch your favorite stars, Lexi Rodriguez, Jordan Larson, and more with a guaranteed 8 home matches right here in Nebraska. Season memberships start at just $112. That's unbeatable value for world-class volleyball. Don't miss a moment of the action. Go to lovb.com/season and grab yours today. That's lovb.com/season.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, especially this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny skies expected with the high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, the low around 70. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. An afternoon high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red! spread.
Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
We are indeed back here on Bock in the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven. He is Jake Sorensen. The rarest time you get to see Jake and Jake in the studio here. Even though we've been around the longest here at 93.7 The Ticket, we're rarely put together. But glad to be here with you.
They don't like us together,
Jake.
Bock.
Yeah, I know.
That's the Jake thing. You know?
I think it'd be confusing for everybody to keep saying
It's
Jake.
the Jake chaos, you know.
Fair enough. We were planning on talking a little bit about Mike Loxley admitting that he lost the team last year, and we could still do that here in a bit, but there are a couple stories, things that are going on right now that I wanted to break down as well. First of all, Big Ten Media Days are still going on. You've got the last day of coaches hitting the podiums, and I thought Deshaun Foster did an excellent job of recalling last year. Remember last year, it seemed like he didn't necessarily understand how big of a deal Big Ten Media Days, how big of a deal Big Ten football was. He was trying to introduce UCLA to everybody and said, we're in Los Angeles. Like thought he was informing everybody that.
Hello, my name is Deshaun. I coach UCLA. We're in Los Angeles.
That's right.
Awkward silence.
Very, very strange. But he called it back to last year. So I'm glad he did that to be able to have some fun. So he said they're indeed in LA. Said last year he gave the most obvious geography lesson in Big Ten history. And that it was. So you could see a year of growth maybe from Deshaun Foster. Very interesting there. Obviously, a year for UCLA with Nico Iamaleavia coming in. Also moving on from offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. So very interesting times for UCLA. Speaking of interesting times, I think we're all being able to kind of settle down, fill in. Let's get ready for college football. We don't have to deal with all this conference realignment nonsense that we have in the past years. But wait, here in the last 5 or 10 minutes, On3 reporting that North Carolina is exploring a potential move from the ACC to the SEC. And it's interesting on several fronts. Obviously, Bill Belichick, first year at North Carolina. Maybe that would help the SEC in finding a spot for North Carolina. But also because North Carolina has long been rumored, along with Virginia, as one of the Big Ten's targets if they were going to expand from the ACC. And it's altogether interesting, obviously, because Florida State, Miami, Clemson, they've kind of at times explored the possibility of leading the ACC. Didn't necessarily get enough interest from the SEC or the Big Ten to really make a move. And then obviously there's also the land of grant rights deal that they have in there that would cost quite a bit for it to happen. But North Carolina apparently overlooking that right now, at least as far as exploring a potential move to the SEC. And I want to get your thoughts on that, Jake, because I think it's interesting, obviously kind of going through the Big 12 being picked apart here for a little bit, and then the Pac-12 completely being picked apart and the death of the Pac-12. It's like, okay, well, here we go again with the ACC. But if it does happen, I just fear that this is the end of college football as we know it, or as we have it's transitioning now, but as we have kind of grown up to learn about it, Because if the ACC falls apart, then you really have, whatever minor league of the Big 12 or whatever that is, and then the majors of the SEC and Big 10.
Let's be real, Bock. The ACC makes no sense right now anyways. You have
you
have Stanford and Cal in that conference. Stanford and Cal, the furthest most teams west, are playing on the East Coast almost every week.
Yeah.
Now they play SMU in the middle of that, I guess, in Texas. But still, what are we doing here? That conference already is a joke. They already don't know what they're doing. So
they've got a bunch of teams,
I'm not surprised.
leaving.
I mean, if you were a team in the ACC, you should want to be in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the money's at. That's where the best teams are at. That's where the potential more teams in the playoff are at. Like, I understand. I don't like it. I'm with you. This is not good for any sort of tradition that we know in college football or college sports. But, these ADs and coaches and administrations have to know what's best for the programs. And the SEC's on really solid footing. The Big Ten's on a really solid footing. Is the ACC on great footing, Bock? No. The Big 12 seems somewhat stable. Your Mark's doing a fine job there. They might have a playoff team this year, maybe two potentially. But I would think if I'm the Big 12, this freaks me out too, because the rumor for a long time has been two super conferences of maybe SEC and Big 10. And this would be potentially seismic in making that a reality going forward.
Yeah, it could be.
I hate the two super conferences. I don't like that at all. But it's been talked about for years now.
Do you not like it because it would just different than what college football you're used to?
Yeah, because it's how do you get to the top of the conference? Like, you got to be a top 5 team in the country to be at the very top.
Yeah, I mean it gets into all these sort of problems. I mean, because to me your two conferences would pretty much your super conferences kind of feels like AFC and NFC if you get that far. Now, if you still have the Big 12 lingering around somewhere, you have a spot for the Pac-12, the MAC, all these other these conferences. That's what the future question is there a split between the SEC and the Big 10?
Yeah.
And they kind of get this, their college football, and then there's this lower level of college football that has the other programs in it. And to your point, damn what we think about our history and what we like, and North Carolina playing Duke and basketball and all that sort of stuff. If you are the administration there, you have to think about yourself and how you're going to best care for the Tar Heels moving forward. So it is absolutely fascinating. Obviously, geographically, the SEC has not done what all these other conferences have done and go extremely outside their footprint. To add Oklahoma and Texas, obviously Texas A&M and Missouri, at least they're bordering states to some of the states that they've had in the past. This would not obviously would be kind of the similar. Obviously, North Carolina bordering to South Carolina, so still could say that you're kind of southern based there. So a lot of different thoughts there. The other question I want to get.
Here's a question about this. If I'd like to know, and maybe we won't probably hear this for sure, but I want to know if the push for the SEC is from Belichick, and if it is he insane? Is he out of his mind? Because like I said, it is good. Obviously, it's ideal for them to be in the most stable of the conferences besides the Big 10. But Carolina is already, they've had success in the ACC. They have not been incredible. They've been a 6 to 10 win team, which is good. They've never had like the 4-8, the 3-9. They have not been that for a long time. That's kudos to Larry Fedora. Years ago, kudos to a lot of guys that came since
Mac
then.
Brown, obviously.
Mac Brown, great success. I mean, he did a good job at Carolina. But going to the SEC, as much as it is great for you financially and stability, it could be a death wish for winning games. I've seen some. I looked at Florida's schedule this year. Florida, who has a great quarterback, they need to win for Napier this year. That they think they're a top 25 team. Their schedule is insane. Their non-conference is tough, unlike some SEC teams, and their conference games for this third straight year is just ridiculous. And that's Carolina. You want to get into that? You want to go from playing Stanford and Cal on a weekly basis and a good SMU team, but not a great SMU team, to playing Bama and Georgia and Ole Miss and Tennessee. I mean, it's the chicken and the egg in that one. Yes, you want to be in the great conference, but man, winning games would be very, very difficult for them.
Yeah, that is a good point. Kind of thinking on the field, competitive wise, obviously easier to win the ACC. Like you said, haven't quite done that. They've been in ACC championship games here over the last decade, but not quite been able to get that done. It would be hard to imagine them competing in the SEC unless this, the might be the right time, right? When Bill Belichick does get it turned around for the Tar Heels.
That's why this year is so fascinating. It doesn't have to happen right away. But the thing is, he did not come into a mess. Carolina has been good.
Yeah.
They were okay last year. I mean, they weren't great, but like we said, Mac Brown had them as a 8, 9, 10 win team.
Yeah.
You're not going into a place that's been 3-9 and desolate for years. No, that's this. They expect to be competitive this year in the ACC.
Yeah.
So if he goes 4-8 or 5-7 or 6-6 to a certain extent, which is a bowl game but not great, I mean, you're going to have people doubting it, which is not fair to him right away. But that to me is going to be, as we all know, one of the most fun stories to watch all year is Belichick as a college head coach.
But it is too. I mean, it is important to point out that distinction because there are different expectations when you're joining a team that maybe had 6 wins last year as opposed to 3 or 4, right? Then that 6 wins that you get to in your first year is seen as a step up. Whereas at Carolina, if they do go 5 or 6 wins, it might be seen as a step back. Now, that is with, I think most people understand year one, and no matter what you're taking over, is a little bit different as you kind of set the foundation for your program moving forward. So nothing official there. North Carolina exploring a potential move from the ACC to the SEC, reported by On3 here about 15 minutes ago. Let me ask you if you could see this. It's 2050. The Super Bowl is on, and the Texas Longhorns are in it.
Super Bowl?
See any path for that?
Super Bowl?
I'm talking about private equity.
Oh,
that's the next. That's what I could see the next step in college football as we see all this, kind of the money. We talk about universities and colleges being tied in, and where's the spot for, and there's been schools that have looked at private equity. We've talked about. I mean, Texas Tech, it certainly seems to have a guy there that might be interested in something like that. And so I don't think we haven't seen a school do it, but if it does get to that point, and this arms race and NIL and the money continues to grow as we've been seeing, I think there does get to a point where teams start to look at private equity, which would be more like owners, right? Rather than the universities necessarily owning the majority of it. And that's what I could kind of see. And that's why I said 2050. This is a year, this is kind of a long-term type of deal. But in my mind is if college football continues to move and now push others out the door to kind of move up the tops of it, it really does settle into semi-professional football and somewhat competing with the NFL.
Yeah.
And that's what I get to. What the next time the NFL wants to expand, instead of just making up the Houston Texans, why not take the brand and everything that is the Texas Longhorns?
I get what you're saying here. I can't see that happening. And if it does, sports becomes really, not. I'm still going to watch sports, but man, there's supposed to be a divide. There is supposed to be a divide in leagues. I don't want to see college teams in the NFL or pro sports. Like, I understand that right now, college sports are feeling very professional. And that's unfortunate, but don't make them actually professional. Move them up to a league. I don't care. Like, it'd be wild if a college was playing professionally. I just can't. I can't envision that.
Well, obviously, by then it wouldn't be college students.
Yeah.
It would be the brand that you're taking and all that.
I can't see that, Bock. And if it is, I guess I'll just be doing something else with my time.
Well, fair enough.
Doesn't sound very compelling or interesting to me.
I threw it out there because I think that there is a path to it. I don't think and not necessarily trying to be Nostradamus.
Steer clear of that path, Bock. Run from that path.
Oh, well, run from
it.
There's a lot of stuff in college football I would have steered clear of that they haven't yet. So again, just something that if it does happen, think back to this conversation that I had, because I haven't heard too many people talk about it. A prediction for the Texas Longhorns in the Super Bowl, that's a big one for me. So I've said a lot of things over the years. That might be one of the bigger ones, but we'll see. I mean, things start changing.
You never know, Bock.
In college football.
If you talked to us 12 years ago, you'd say, "What's happening now in college football?"
Right.
This team is there, that team is there, and NIL's a thing.
Yeah. Quite a bit different.
I'm fearful for what 10 years from now looks like in college sports.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Hopefully better in some ways. Obviously, it's never going to be the same as what we grew up with, and that's why you kind of understand why people start to like the days that they grew up in, right?
Better times, Bob.
Better times.
Better times.
There you go. All right, let's take a quick break. We got one more segment here on. Oh, there goes my mic. On Bock in the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, especially this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny skies expected with the high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms, the low around 70. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. An afternoon high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here a roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
We are back for one final segment of Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Coming up over the next couple hours, we'll replay some of the stuff that we had from Big Ten Media Days out there in Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. And some of the talk with, including Matt Rule, Dylan Ryle, everybody that was out there. So that will be interesting. And stay tuned for that. Jake, this is the first time you haven't been out to Big Ten Media Days in a while. So you got something against Vegas? Is that what it is?
No. The problem is this, Bock, is that I like media days. I like doing it. I like being there. It's the kickoff to football season. The problem is I don't want to do early break at 4 a.m.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, these guys can tell you, they're out there, that nobody really stops by until 10 a.m. that time. And that's noon this time. So they're kind of sitting there by themselves because it's not their fault. It's just the fact that we are Central Time Zone people, and our show, The Drive, at 9 a.m. this time is 7 a.m. in Vegas time.
Yeah.
So you just kind of sit there and talk to yourself for a couple hours. And whereas in Indianapolis, the show had been from 7 to 10. And by 10 o'clock, you got people in the building that maybe want to sit down and do an interview. And so that is, I'm not trying to be selfish, I'm just trying to be smart with how we did this. I don't know how I could function the rest of the day by getting up at 3 doing 4 to 7 radio and then, trying to help out the rest of the day. It'd be dead. So for the sake of the team, I did not go. Thanks to Jay and DP and Austin and Nick for doing a great job and holding down the fort and doing a lot of hours of radio. It's not easy. So thanks to those guys. But no, I did not go for the first time in probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. I thought maybe you had a hit out on you in Vegas from last time you went out there.
No, I was there for a week with Jay Foreman, and we had a good time. I was in bed early by 11 o'clock most nights, or 10:30. And then, I didn't do early break that week, so I kind of slept in a bit. So
you don't have any gambling debts out there?
No.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. I'm gonna put you in charge. I'm gonna make you Trev Alberts for a minute.
Trev, what?
Just because we've got a mascot decision.
Benedict Alberts?
Benedict Alberts. We've got a mascot decision to make. So Rebel, the 10th, their border collie dog. He's their mascot. Unfortunately, had to get some surgery. Had to have an eye removed for glaucoma diagnosis. So best of luck to Revel for getting better and all that. But now it's up to you. Would you replace Revel, or would you go ahead and have a one-eyed dog as your mascot?
The dog stays.
The dog stays. Does he get an eye patch?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
if he'll wear it, he might brush it off.
I think an eye patch on a dog would be pretty awesome.
Intimidating. Yeah.
For
a border collie.
It's kind of scary. Yeah.
The best you can do.
You got to keep the dog. Now, like you said, we wish the dog the best of luck that the dog is fine and can operate with just one eye.
Yeah. You got to test
forward,
it out. Sure.
But we don't just quit on people and animals because they have eyes missing.
Well, I think you might retire him though. You might
retire the
might
dog.
bring a fresh dog out with a couple eyes.
If the dog enjoys what he's doing, the dog keeps getting that opportunity to do what he does.
Yeah.
It's depressing if you like doing something and then something medically causes you to not do it. That's depressing.
That's right.
If the dog is capable of being a great mascot still, and he's just a little bit deformed or changed from what he was, that's still the same dog. It's just looks a little different. Same cheer, same passion. The dog stays.
I'm good.
With the eye patch.
Yeah.
I don't want to see I might say it's kind of important the dog has the eye patch on, though.
Yes, that's important. That's
Or
part of the
glass
decision.
eyes.
Yeah, something. Yeah, we'll see what they do with
dogs
Rebel.
get glass eyes, Bock?
I if you're a mascot, you might. I've never heard of such a thing, but perhaps I suppose. Again, I think it might be easier. Rebel the 10th, after all, is the 10th. There was the 9th and 8th and 7th. Dogs don't live forever. I think
Bock
it might.
wants to kill the dog.
I don't
want
to. I didn't say put him down.
Yeah, sounds like you did.
I said maybe
If the
let him
dog
retire.
Can't be a mascot, what's his point of even being alive at this point? Yeah. Some people identify with what they do on a daily basis, Bock. That dog is the mascot. You want to tell me he's no longer the mascot? That's a you problem.
Just kind of, at some point, everybody has to acknowledge they're not as good as they once were.
That's Toby Keith. You know
That's
what?
Toby Keith.
R.I.P.
That's right.
Toby. He
That's
sang
right.
about it, and he kept performing, though.
That's right.
The thing, he's kept performing. He didn't retire, Toby Keith. He kept going.
Hey, he made a lot of money off of that thought process, but we'll see. We'll see if Revel ends up what the decision there is with Revel. Very interesting stuff as we finish up Bock.
I want to know if dogs can have glass eyes.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure there's been somebody.
Text line, is there any evidence of a dog or an animal with the glass eye? And if so, please provide photography of that. I need to see that for my own personal interest and just for that matter.
But if you go that route, then you might have like the Texas A&M like colored eye or something in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Make it cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Absolutely, Bob.
Yeah.
The dog stays.
The dog stays.
How dare you run the dog off, Rebel? You're good in my eyes, man. One eye or not.
There you have it. We'll see what happens with Texas A&M's mascot. Thank you, Jake Sorensen, for jumping in with me here on Bock and the Blackshirt. Thank you, Mister.
Oh,
yeah, I
it
was
was good
thanking you.
Good to be here. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
that's all right. All right, that'll wrap it up for Bock and the Blackshirt. Once again, don't go anywhere. We got plenty more from our Big Ten Media Days coverage coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company.